Hello, and welcome back to another episode. A little different today, and I only say that because, I draw from personal experience, and I'm gonna get a little too open today, but it's kind of funny in an ironic way. The topic of today is, what do you want? What do you truly want out of life? And I don't mean, oh, I want money. I want love. I want good food. I want to live in a penthouse. No, it's underneath that. It's been something I've been working on, shadow work for the longest time. And let's just say it's been pretty arduous. It's not been fun because it shows you what's underneath. So, say for instance, what do I want? Well, I want money. No, 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 no. What you want is freedom. I'm sorry, what? Freedom. You feel like money gives you freedom. So, what you want is actually freedom to do what you want, eat what you want, go where you want. Money doesn't matter. Money is literally just paper. If you want to really break it down into the spiritual meaning, it's actually just energy. I'm trading my energy for energy. But what would you do if you had money? You feel free. You could get, again, anything you want to buy. Oh, I feel like buying a house. I don't know. And you do it. It's plain and simple. So it's not what you want, it's what's underneath your wants. That's what matters. And I've been having a really tough time figuring that out. Like, again, I'm gonna tell this story if it's a little too open. It is what it is. And I apologize that you guys can dislike the video and do whatever. I don't care. But I'm going to be honest. I always felt like I really wanted sex. I felt like I missed out on it in my childhood, teenage years, young adulthood. Maybe you say child, you get what I mean. Because I never really had. I mean, I've had sex numerous times, but I never felt satisfied. Even just now, I literally just came back from a hookup after. No, I decided to do this video after a hookup. I'm telling you this story because of how humor it is. Not trying to embarrass the person I was with or myself. It's just ironic and it shows the contrast of you get what you want, but then you find out you don't really want that. And that's why you still feel empty. Because, boy, let me tell you what. Oh, Charlie Daniels. Oh, boy, let me tell you what. I guess they didn't know it, but I'm a fiddle player too. And if you care to take a dare, I'll make a bet with you. You play pretty. I don't know where the fuck they. I just came back from a hookup. I met someone on a dating site, and we decided to hook up and have fun. And all honesty, it was not fun. I didn't. I actually left feeling more empty than I have in a while. Because in reality, it's not sex that I want. Although I've always felt it like, you get into lust and makes you feel good, and then the idea of having sex is good. But then you actually get it, and it's not what I want. Like, it made me realize multiple things. It had to happen because it made me come to terms of realizations of many things. Many things popped up in my head. For instance, I inherited my dad's lot of stuff, but one of the programming, as it were, is that I'm unlovable unless I'm loved by someone who's broken because I'm broken. But I don't believe that. I know I'm not broken. I know you're not broken. Nobody's truly broken. We believe we're broken because we're told we are. We're just people. That's it. We're not broken. We're not fucked up. We just live very separate lives. And I know I inherited this from my dad because he actually said it one day to me as a young adult. We were having a conversation about his wife at the time, which was my stepmom. They're still married. I just don't talk to them. But we had this conversation, and I was like, why choose her? She's nasty, she's bitter, she's controlling, she's, all intents purposes, kind of a bitch. You know? I don't like her, she's not a good person, Dad. He's like, well, that's my wife you're talking about, blah, 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 blah. But then one of the things he said stuck to me. Plus, I'm not really a catch. That shows to me his insecurities. He's very insecure about himself, and he doesn't believe he's lovable. At the time, me being a kid, young adult, and holding a lot of hatred towards my dad, I agreed, as effed up as that is. Like, well, you kind of are an asshole. You yell, you scream. In fact, even as a kid, I don't like you. So, I kind of understood. I'm like, I guess that's fair, if that's what you think. Growing up, though, that's, look, I'm just gonna say it, it's messed up. Alright? I don't like saying whether something's right or wrong, because right or wrong doesn't exist. But that kind of way of thinking, no, it's not necessarily wrong, it's just not good either. It's victim mentality almost. I don't know if that's the right word for it. But he didn't love himself at all enough to even tell his wife no and pick a good mate. He let her walk all over him, and that's how codependent relationships function, is based off each other's insecurities. You try to fill the hole with someone else of what you feel like you're lacking, and then you become codependent on someone else because you're trying to fill the void. Unfortunately, and I say unfortunately because it stuck. Oh my god, I just dropped those on my wiener. That did not feel good. Shuffling my cards. Sorry. Just random, I know. Um, the point of the story is maybe I inherited that from him. Maybe I feel like I can't be loved by anyone who's not broken. Because when I say that, and I don't mean to call her out, I'm not trying to slander her or throw shade or talk down about her. The person I was with doesn't, in the nicest way I can explain it, doesn't care about me. She's scared. She's in a scenario right now where she's about to lose her apartment. She got stuck in a bad scenario and lives with 3 roommates, 2 roommates, and they use her for everything. She pays all the bills, and they have animals, and she feeds all of them, and because of that, she's losing her apartment. So, what she's hoping for is not a relationship, but she's hoping for someone to save her. And I feel so bad for her. Honestly, I wish I could. I wish I could. I wish I could help her. But I, in my current situation, am struggling a little bit myself. I live alone. I just barely pay my bills. In fact, I had a car bill and I'm a little screwed. But I'm still here. I still have a place. I still have food. I am in a decent position. In fact, better than most people I know. So I'm not trying to talk down or talk bad about myself. I am very grateful. Don't think I'm not. But I am definitely not in a spot to be taking on another person. See, she doesn't have a car. She doesn't have a license. So if I took on another person, I would essentially be the breadwinner and I would be paying for two people. When again, I'm at a point where I'm just paying for myself. So in my mind, she doesn't want me. She wants to feel safe and she wants to feel secured. She wants to be saved. I can't, it kills me, but I can't do this for her. I can't. I really want to. But I know both in my head and my heart, my intuition, telling me no. No, no, no. You're very sweet, but don't do it. Don't. Danger, Will Robinson, danger! And then that led on to more. It's like, well, why? Internally, we're switching back to me. It wasn't gratifying at all. Like I said, I felt even more empty after I left. I was not satisfied. In fact, I'm even a little angry at myself. What I truly want is not sex. I mean, lust is great, sex is fun. But if it's not with someone you care about, then it's just kind of pointless. I didn't care about her in a broad sense of I don't know her. I just met her. This was literally the first time we hung out. I honestly didn't have any fun. It was it wasn't gratifying. So in reality, comes to show you that's not really what I want. What I want is connection. And I know I've said this in a few videos, possibly, but I've always felt severely disconnected from people, from the world around me. And as I grow in my spiritual journey, I feel even less connected than normal. And I wonder if that's just part of the process. It's hard to make friends when I see through them. Like, for instance, I'm at D&D. I just started playing D&D with some people because I wanted friends. I want a group. I want to connect with people. I want to know I'm not alone. That is the truth right there. I want to feel like someone cares, apart from myself. I want to be seen. I want to be heard. I want to know I am lovable and I want to know somebody cares, you know? I live alone. I don't talk to anybody. I go to work. I have superficial conversations with my coworkers and the customers because I also tried to make friends at my last job and it just didn't turn out. It didn't turn out, so now I'm kind of back to the shutting off period. I don't want the people at work to see who I am. So I'm scared. I try to make friends. Like I said, I've been going to D&D, and it bugs me though, cause I see through people and I see all their bad. Cause I've been so on a hell bent mission to seek out all the quote unquote bad in me and fix it, fix it, fix it. Heal, heal, heal. It's always been a big part of my identity is heal. If I'm not healing, I'm not progressing and I'm not doing anything. It's not the greatest mentality. I mean, yeah, you should heal. You should want to heal, but don't make it your identity. Point is, I got into this group, and one of my old stories is women ghost me. They ignore me or they just want something from me. Kind of like this one right here. She doesn't want to be with me, she wants to be with anyone who could save her. I always feel like people just want from me. Because I've never truly had friendships. I've had parasites. And that's been one of the toughest stories to let go is anytime I had friends, they always just wanted something from me. They were never there for me. But oh boy, they would not hesitate to ask me for a favor. They would not hesitate to ask me for anything. And that's a story that I must let go. So I shut off and but so I'm at my D&D group and a girl there I find attractive who also turns out is a digital art teacher. Same age as me, but she teaches digital art. I'm like, "Oh hell yeah." After one or two sessions, I asked her for a number. I was like, "Yo, I don't have a digital art teacher." I wasn't being weird. I wasn't even trying to make it date. I'm just like, "Yo, I would like to connect with you." That's actually what I said. I'm like, "Can we connect?" She goes, "Yeah." And she actually did give me her phone number because I saw it in the group chat. We have a group chat for D&D, and it verified that it was her number. Well, I ended up texting the wrong person because I had more than one person the same name in my phone book. But once I realized that, I texted her, and a week goes by, nothing. So I see her at the next D&D event, and I called her out on it. And I was like, "Yo, hey, haha." So I accidentally texted the wrong person, thinking it was you. So it took me a few days, but I finally texted you. She's like, "Yeah, I saw it. I was busy." I'm like, that that was a week ago, and you never replied. So I just gonna have to pretend you've been busy all week, right? You've been so busy all week that you just forgot to text me, even though you just admitted you saw it. So that's cool. But then that person's brother is one of the original members of the group and is kind of the party leader. So he takes charge of the mission and he's kind of controlling. And it kind of ruins it for me. In fact, he made a decision for the group that actually got us all killed. And I get it, that's part of the game, that's how it goes. In fact, I was trying to kill off my character so I would stop coming to the group. But then he actually did something, despite me trying to talk out of it, he ends up getting us all killed. I'm like, okay, that kind of ruins it for me. This person's controlling this person, blah, blah, blah. And I could sit there and go down a list. And it's like, well, now I don't want to go out. Like, am I really going to let this ruin it for me? Is this really how I'm going to be? If that's how it's going to be, you're never going to make friends. And I'm not saying that from a, yeah, you're never going to make, no, it's people are people. And if you can't accept them for what they are, then you're never going to make friends. You're going to be judgmental and alone for the rest of your life. But then that brings in a whole new thought of overthinking and blah 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 and am I actually having fun? Am I just thinking I'm having fun? Am I talking myself into having fun so that I don't have to be alone? That's bugging me. That's a little better. Sorry. So am I really just going to have fun? Or am I just going and forcing myself to be somewhere I don't want to be, pretending I have fun? 'Cause people are people. No matter where you go, you're gonna meet people like that. You're gonna meet people like just people. So if I'm gonna be that judgmental, does that mean I'm never gonna be happy? Because I don't ever want to let anybody in my life because I'm the only one healing and they're flawed. I'm gonna call myself on it. That's the ego showing through. I'm on this journey of healing, and these people aren't, so I can't associate with them. That's how I feel. And maybe it's not right, maybe it's not wrong, but it makes it difficult because then I see the faults in everyone else. And when I really should focus on the positives. Which then makes me beg and think, do I not love myself? If that is the case. As my dad had stated, he clearly did not love himself. He saw himself as a broken, beaten down man who was good for nothing. Seriously. And that's how abusers get in. Because she actually continued to mentally abuse him. Still to this day. So does that mean I don't love myself? Well, you know what? Yes and no. There are still parts of me that maybe I don't love. But the truth is, if I didn't love myself, then I wouldn't be thinking this way. I wouldn't be trying to heal. I wouldn't be working on myself. I've put in, sorry, I've put in a lot of work on myself. I'm not even the same person I was 2 months ago, you know? In fact, I'm sorry, I don't know why this is making me cry so much, but I actually had a moment today that made me realize I really have changed. I was at work. I've always convinced myself I hated kids, because I've always had to deal with, bratty, snotty, spoiled siblings. I have nieces and nephews just like most people. And they're spoiled, they're bratty, they're not raised very well, if you want to go that route. I mean, hurt people raise hurt people. Some of the drama in the stories, I'm not even going to get into it. And maybe it's also because I convinced myself I hated being a kid. I had convinced myself I hated my childhood, I hated being a kid. Therefore, I don't like kids. But I had a kid today, sweetest little girl I've seen. She was coming around the counter and tapping on my shoulder and acting like we were best friends. While I'm sitting there trying to help her mom. Customer service. I ain't gonna tell you what I do for a living, but basically, I was rendering a service for her mother while she was sitting there talking to me. And normally, yeah, I would be annoyed, I'd be pissed, because it wasn't exactly slow. We were busy as hell. In fact, I even hung up on a customer because I was just not in the mood to deal with the shit. But even the lady pointed out, she's like, wow, you're extremely patient. She thanked me. And they went on their way. And that's making me cry because I've never felt like that. I've never felt patient. I was always told I was broken. I was literally screamed at by my dad saying, you need to go to therapy. You've got anger issues. Go see a fucking psychiatrist. So hurt people hurt people. I grew up thinking I was completely broken. And the very fact that I was extremely patient surprises the shit out of me. If I didn't love myself, then I wouldn't be where I am today. Now, maybe it's not where I want to be. But again, if you believe it, I'm where I need to be. I'm exactly where I need to be. And I know that's so hard to accept and understand. And I'm telling this to myself because literally I was driving home crying. I'm like, why do I feel this way? Why do I feel empty? Why do I feel cold? Why do I feel sad? Why? It's also partially because I took some of her energy. I am empathic and I absorb people's energy unconsciously. I do my best to protect myself, but it still happens. So I also picked up some of her depressing energy. I don't want to say depressing, but it's her energy in general. If there was a summarization to this whole video, in fact, I haven't even pulled any cards. I thought about it. I just sat here for 20 minutes yammering. I know I love myself. If I didn't, then I wouldn't be trying the way I am. I wouldn't be put I wouldn't be putting myself through all this shadow work. Tell you what, it's not fun. For anyone who's going through it too. Not fun. It's literally taking the hard look at the deepest subconscious reaches of yourself and showing a light. It's essentially like, say, for instance, taking a flashlight and going down a cavern and flipping it on, knowing that there are monsters there. And you have to look at each and every single monster. It's not exciting, it's not easy work, it's not fun at all. I get The only gratification I get is knowing that I let it go and I healed. So I felt like pulling my nature's deck. I've stopped using this deck because I don't feel like I understand. I felt, like I said, a little disconnected from this deck. But I'm gonna try anyways. I felt like pulling from it, so trusting my intuition. The very first thing is Bountiful Harvest. That was something I was crowing about. I know I'm blessed, I know I'm abundant, but I also am stuck on that coin of I don't feel like it. I know I'm okay, but I wish I could pay their rent. I wish I could help them out. I know what it's like to be in a jam, and I really want to help her. I can't. And I'm getting myself to a point where I am abundant enough I can help others without even batting an eye. That is that is what I truly want. What call it self gratification, call it whatever the fuck you want. But it's realizing that everything's gonna be okay. I'm actually gonna read the book because I'm not feeling like I'm getting anything. I'm at 28. I'm sorry. Luckily, I didn't break down completely crying, but I'm very emotional right now. But oh, that's page 20 or 20. Fucking 3, 24. Wait, that didn't make sense. There it is. Bountiful Harvest. Oh my god. I've got hairs in my nose and they're bugging me. You have access to infinite source of love and resources provided by Mother Earth and the universe. There are no demands, requirements, or conditions that affect your ability to access this supply. This is a wonderful reminder and absolute truth pertaining to abundance that is available for you. Grant your abundance the opportunity to flow into your life. It will reshape your perspective. It will strengthen and nourish you. Phase holds plenitude of affluence and fertility. You are lucky and blessed. I have been getting this message for a while that I am abundant and my pockets will be overflowing and I will never have to worry about money. Even though it doesn't feel like it, I know it's going to happen one way or another. And that's part of the kicker is feeling it before you get it. And I've been struggling with that because it's like, well, I mean, obviously you could sit here and be like, dude, I don't feel abundant. I've got roaches on my plate. I've been eating ramen noodles for weeks, ramen and hot dogs. You could sit there and be like, I don't feel it. Sorry, Mr. Krabs, I'm not feeling it. But then you can look at the other side of, oh wait, I am abundant. I have a place to sleep. I still have a job. I have a car. I have food. I mean, look at all that. Look at all that great stuff. I have a computer. I can sit down on my computer and play and talk to you guys and have fun. I am truly abundant. I don't even have to compare myself to anyone else. Because, of course, the ego wants to play that game and be like, oh, look, that person's homeless. You definitely have more than he does. It's like, well, gosh, no. That's not abundance. That's ego. Abundance is saying, look at what you have and love it. Love it for everything it is. Pull another card? Okay. And see, I didn't even ask questions. I, I'm kind of beyond the point of asking questions. I'm just going to start pulling cards, and whatever message it says, I'm just going to go with it. Be spontaneous. That's exactly what I did today. I almost talked myself out of it. As it turned out, she was like 40 minutes away, and we didn't have anywhere to do it, so we did it out in the woods. So it was a train wreck. Literally, the entire hangout session was a train wreck. It is funny, not in a sad funny or a I'm laughing at you, just kind of a ironic. You got what you wanted, so you have fun, but be spontaneous. And I'm doing my best to do that. I'm not even gonna say the word trying anymore, but I'm doing my best because I'm not. I mean, I am, but I'm not. I'm not being spontaneous. I basically fall into a routine. I go home, I watch TV, I draw, I sleep. I'm not doing anything crazy. And part of that is a lack mindset. Like, well, I don't have any money. I can't go out. I can't buy myself dinner. I can't go out and allow myself fun. I can't. I gotta stay home and do nothing. Stay home and just hide in my shell and wait till it's better and okay to be out. I don't even have to spend money. I just gotta be different and random. And you know what? Let's read the text. Number 31. Wrong way. Oh no, that's the right way. Number 30. Number 31. Be spontaneous. When you are busy, rushing, stressed, worried, or overwhelmed, it is easy to lose track of the simple things in your world that brings you joy. This is a huge nudge to remember to create some fun. Have fun. Whatever you see is fun. Rediscover enthusiasm and fascination through adventure and spontaneous happenings. Gauge your life again and take in your surroundings. Observe the importance of living life to the fullest. Decide to do something for the pleasure and see where life takes you. I know growing up, my dad used to actually enjoy getting lost in a car. Whenever we moved states, because we moved so often, he made it into a game. He would say, all right, everybody, we're getting in the car and we're going to get lost. Literally, no destination, no idea in mind. We just go out, drive, 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 get lost. Go out half an hour later, we have no idea where we are, and we would find our way home. And it'd be like, oh, that's cool. There's a cool buffet there. There's a cool restaurant or a cool shop. Let's make a note of that. Oh, look at that. There's a main event. You know, it's fun stuff to do. We used to be spontaneous and just go out in the car and just get lost. That was fun. Well, I did enjoy it. I don't like being stuck in a car, but it was fun. It was random and spontaneous. And that's definitely something I feel like I am lacking is spontaneousness. I've fallen into the pattern of doing the same crap over and over. And then when I get out, it's like, all right, let's go do something. What? And then overthinking kicks in and I talk myself out of it and go home. So, universe is telling me to be more spontaneous, be more random. In fact, I'm going to Google search this. And while I wait for my web browser to load, so I'm going to look up the exact definition of spontaneous. Everyone, you can kind of say, oh, I know exactly what it is. The idea of just being random or unconventional sponge cake ingredients. That is exactly what I wanted. Spontaneous definition. Performed or occurring as a result of a sudden inner impulse or inclination, and without premeditation or external stimulus. So I've shut off that voice sometimes. There are sometimes it's like, ooh, go there. And then, like I said, I talk myself out of it. It's like, oh, I don't have the money to. I'm going home. Adam, that is part of your problem. Okay, Spirit, I'll fix it. No, 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 just Adam, be spontaneous. Like, well, how do I do that? No, no, no. You're already failing. Be spontaneous. That's basically the conversations in my head. Like, I even had a conversation with myself about me hooking up in the forest on the way home. Look it up. And just keep flowing around. Infinite blessings. What do you, what more can I say? When I'm trying not to control the conversation and ask, give me a sign, spirit. What is the color of Tuesday? I know that made no sense. That's the point. I ask it a specific question and it's willing to answer. But instead, I'm getting more into the going with the flow, being spontaneous. I didn't ask it any question, I just started pulling cards. And look at that, it is related to what we are talking about. The cards relate to each other. Bountiful harvest and infinite blessings. It's just all based on perspective. And again, I know it's not easy. If you really want to break it down, it's only hard because we say it's hard, but that's what we learned. That's what we know. That's all we know. So it's yeah, okay, it is difficult. It is difficult to break these patterns that we've known for so long. That's why I'm very surprised I didn't pull from the shadow deck, but I wasn't feeling it. Hopefully this helped. Hopefully this resonated with you. Like I said, most of the time I just do this for myself, but I know there are those who are going through the same struggles as me, who think like me, who feel like me. And I want to apologize, but at the same time I don't, because I know it's good. It's good for you, in a sense. And see, I'm over here crying about my views. I haven't got any views on the most recent video, but I'm still gonna do them anyways. Part of me does care, I'm not gonna lie. Really wish people would watch my videos, but at the same time, it is what it is, man. It's mainly for me. Whether people watch it or not, these videos are mainly for me. Mainly for me to complain. Kidding. Therapeutic. This is my therapy. Because I can't afford therapy. Alright, I'm gonna go now before I go crazy. Have a great night, or day, or afternoon, or life, because time doesn't exist anyways. Bye!